Welcome to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex, and today, thanks to Cubic Games for sponsoring this video, I'll be running you through their latest huge summer sale, and as always they are bringing you massive discounts. We also have then titles in here from Untold Tales and All in Games as well. Then I'll be covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia as always. Without though luck, hit subscribe, join us here on SwitchCorner for reviews and deals near daily, and let's get started. If you will be grabbing anything then from these deals, head to cornershop.gg and use code CORNER at checkout for an extra 10% off of your official eShop gift cards, and these come with instant email delivery. Just know as well then the prices you see today, they are available to everyone. If you do however own one of the following Cubic Games titles, then on many of these titles today you will receive an extra discount, so do check out those that you fancy. This is going to be particularly true for those in the US and Canada where we have that forced cap of $1.99. You can also then learn more over at cubicgames.com/summer. Allowed then to kick us off, Cubic's latest release, it actually dropped today, and it's going to be for the rhythm fans out there. The difference, it packs a narrative top though as well that follows our character Astrid. She's not basically keen on the idea of growing up, so she throws herself into music. The overall goal, go ahead and sign a contract. The controls, you're surrounded by 6 stars, 3 on the left, 3 on the right, the left controlled with the D-pad, the right the face buttons, and it's actually seriously intuitive. It's not packing any licensed music, but I like what I've seen, and it has 15 tracks, 4 difficulty levels and a free play mode alongside that story. There's a launch discount then, that is 40% off. GAMEDEC then is another that I've played a small amount of, but I do know Mark got into this one over at SwitchUp, so I've put that review in the pinned comment down below. A single player isometric styled cyberpunk RPG. There's just something I really like so much about that combination of words. Taking on the role though of a game detective, you basically solve crimes in what are digital worlds. From what I've seen this far though, incredibly deep with a focus on investigation. There's no combat in here, and it all takes place in what is Warsaw City. Explore though, gather intel, shape your character with actions that have both a positive and negative impact, but also then select these traits that impact how those around you actually perceive you. You can even get cases wrong here though, and I think that is fantastic. It's going to shape the story, that is how it should be. It just simply leads to replayability. I've started to chip away at it myself, but right now it's a new low price, 40% off. Arise, a simpler story, then I covered this one here on the channel, I'll link that in the pinned comment below, but I was really impressed, as you will see in that video. It's a 3D puzzle platformer which has you following a character basically, I guess, through his life, or at least reflecting on it. It's a wordless story though, but emotionally powerful. You'll take your own meaning away from it, but the less you know here, definitely the better the experience will be. The main gameplay mechanic though, the ability to manipulate time. Think here snow though, the more snow you have, the higher the platform you can reach. Maybe it will even create water. Destruction can be reversed, and there's moments where it really dives into the fantastical as well, and you'll basically be flying. Really enjoyed this one, a great little relaxed soundtrack as well to back it all up, and yeah, it's a bite-sized journey that's definitely worth taking. A new low price then, 60% off. Real Boxing 2 then will be a potential option for boxing fans out there. Now I've played a small amount of this one, very small in fact, but I do know that Star or Shovelware did a live stream of it, and it has everything from career mode to training to some, let's say, more out there characters, think like a clown and Santa. I'll be linking his full video though down below. This one's a new low though, 86% off. It's underappreciated as genres go nowadays. Would love to see, honestly, more entries. For me, growing up, Fight Night and Ready to Rumble Boxing were pretty much 2 of my favourite games. Hong Kong Massacre then is a gem of a game, a top-down shooter. You play a washed-up detective whose partner was murdered. Now you are kind of, I guess, out for revenge. It's combining this then though with John Woo style aerial acrobatics, and that actually acts as your invincibility frames against incoming fire. Loved it, reviewed it on the channel, incredibly cheap here. Its only weakness, its bosses, they kind of break the style a little too much, and there's a couple of roof jumping scenarios that just didn't kind of do it for me. A new low price though, 85% off, and this is honestly a must-add if the genre is to your taste. I'll link my full review though in the pinned comment down below. Tools Up then is going to be a good option for the local co-op fans out there, best compared to Overcooked. It's a similar idea of work together to overcome challenges, but in this case it's not going to be cooking but rather decorating. This game, it's found a huge amount of success though, and it is well deserved. It's one of those games that's addictive, but it could also easily cause arguments. Since launch then, it's also received a ton of paid DLC. It's going to be a great option to extend that playtime. It's here then, rocking 90% off. Red Wings Aces of the Sky then is another great genre entry, though I do feel that genre does not get enough love, kind of like the boxing game earlier. In this case though, this one is of the aerial combat variety. It actually received a sequel as well, but think an almost arcade-like experience with this incredible cel-shaded style. I like the gameplay loop honestly though, as you witness the kind of birth and fall of the Red Baron through the First World War as you become part of their squadron. With 10 warplanes to choose from though and co-op play locally, it's for sure a fun ride, and it's currently rocking 90% off. Controls are really good as well and nice and responsive. Blazing Beaks then I feel has become a bit of a Switch gem over the years, and here we have a roguelite twin stick shooter. Where this game excels though is in its sheer amount of content, its variety. You got story mode, tournament mode, local co-op for that story, 10 playable characters, randomly generated levels, a whole host of loot, and then there's even competitive modes as well, think like one gun or even a deathmatch. What really elevates it though is the idea of what's called artifacts. It's loot essentially, but it's a balancing act here of how much can you basically carry, because it all has an impact on you as a character, so you need to kind of take a risk here, you know, balance that risk versus reward. It's hitting that low cap then here with 86% off. A few quick mentions then here. Omnom Run is here with 60% off, a new low price. This one's for the Endless Runner fans out there. It's actually packing 120 levels, 9 locations, multiple characters and power-ups, even think achievements to upgrade. Multiplayer is a nice touch as well locally with support up to 8 players. Can't say though I've really sunk too much time into this one. Then Mana Spark, fantastic game, and it's 80% off. It's a dungeon crawling roguelike, another one that I feel has a huge audience as well, and it went on to even release DLC as well. Think those Souls-like almost combat, completely skill based, and then you'll be managing things like your weapons along the way. Great little entry with a solid control scheme, and I've always been a fan of that pixel style that it is rocking. DEX then is a recent gem of a game for those fans of a cyberpunk world, best described for me as an action RPG. It combines exploration and almost brawler-styled combat in what is a 2D world. Can be difficult for sure, especially opening the game when everyone pretty much overpowers you, but the world and its design, it is stunning as you try to get to the bottom of what is essentially an agency out to get you. It's currently 90% off, which matches the low price. Golf Club Wasteland then is here with 80% off, and this one, honestly, my review is linked down below in the pinned comments. Wasn't a huge fan of the mechanics. I missed having some sort of indication on screen where my golf ball would go, but it seems from the comments many disagreed. 2D in design though, basically the rich, they use the earth as a playground, a golf course, and essentially climate change has basically destroyed everything that we do know. Where the game is incredibly good though, the soundtrack, it uses a radio station to push its narrative forward. It's honestly something special, as you will see in my video, and I guarantee you, no matter the review you watch, they will absolutely praise that audio. Next up then, CHEX Quest HD. It's not one I've played personally, I have it installed, I need to get around to it, but it's a first-person shooter with classic branding. It was originally built in '96, intended as a pack-in and a non-violent kids game, and the latter part there, that still is the case, but here we are freeing citizens from what is an evil serial-eating enemy. Right now though, looking over on Steam, it's rocking a 9 out of 10, so it seems it's definitely resonated with its target audience. If anyone's checked it out though, let us know in the comments down below. Now this deal, I will say here, it is US and Canada only, as it's yet to be released elsewhere. No doubt that's going to be down to the branding though, because honestly I'd never heard of it. Beautiful Desolation then is a relatively recent release, and it's here with 90% off. That is a new low price. Now this one, it drew comparisons to Fallout, but it's actually more in line with what would be a point and click adventure. The story though, we find ourselves in a futuristic era, and we've been transported following what is, I'd call, a malfunction at a secret flying base of sorts. The cutscenes, they are great fun though, and I really like the location design as well. This one though, it's all about the narrative, tons of voice acting and getting to the bottom of this mystery. It also packs in then the art book and soundtrack, and along the way I will say expect a fair few puzzles and decisions to be made. Into the final 3 games then, we're starting with Tiny Lands. I wanted to start with something a little bit more relaxed compared to the rest of today's list. I was just really impressed with this one. I wasn't really sure it was gonna be for me, but it's just got the design and the music absolutely spot on, just, you know, for those times when you want to kind of chill out. Simple idea though, diorama-like, spot the difference with dynamic objects and animations. Not a tough game, but it achieves exactly what it set out to do. Now here, it's a new low price, that is 66% off. Our penultimate game of the video then, this is a personal favourite, Door Kickers, a tactical strategy game where you control an elite SWAT team and face what is increasingly challenging missions as you need to clear out these different locations. Kind of reminds me of the strategy element for anyone who is old enough to remember this, but the early days of Rainbow Six. It's all kind of blueprints, drawing lines across the screen. Basically though, as I say, plot a course and then let your team get to work. You can, however, here stop time. You can pivot your actions. It has a random mission generator, essentially making it endless, and you'll be managing things like equipment, weapons, and even team classes. It's all then real time, and it works great on the Switch, especially in handhelds. A new low price then, that is 83% off. Badland then to close us out, and a gem of a release this one. It's here with 70% off. It's the Game of the Year edition this one. It's won a huge amount of awards, and it's side-scrolling action-adventure platformer. The visuals are stunning though throughout, especially on the OLED if you do have one, and the idea here, the forest where you live, something is wrong, you need to kind of get to the bottom of what is occurring. It packs a huge amount of content though, think a local co-op battle modes, even a 15+ hour campaign, and then it's got well over 200 levels if you do combine single player and multiplayer. It's a must-own game at this one, and absolutely worth this price point. And that is the video down. If you do want to learn more about today's sale, head to cubicgames.com/summer. That gives you basically all the details on the extra discounts that you can receive if you do own one of the 5 featured games at the beginning of today's video. I'll also be linking that, of course, in the pinned comment below. With that then though, a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe, join us here on SwitchCorner for reviews and deals near daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.